everybody? Welcome to Living Like a G. I don't know if anybody knows this about me, but I'm pretty obsessed with TikTok. I love TikTok. I love the platform. It's a love-hate relationship, honestly. If I'm being real about it, hopefully China doesn't shut down my whole account by saying it's a love-hate relationship. But I genuinely love TikTok, and here's why. There are so many talented people on TikTok. It makes me a better artist. And I know there's a ton of people on there that are trash, and you're like, why are these people famous? And that's fine. I get that. I can understand that. But the amount of actually talented people there are on TikTok, there's a lot. And I watch them and I realize more and more how not as talented I am as they are. And it motivates me, which I don't really need a lot of motivation to get going. Like, I don't need motivation to, better myself. I'm naturally a person that wants to get better at things and wants to be the best. And so my type A personality kind of kicks in on that front. But watching some of these people and their runs, I'm like, what? It's crazy. It's so crazy how they can sing with such precision. It's like, what in the world? And like some of it I have to be like, not too hard on myself. Like, look, ho, you don't sing like that. That's not the way you sing. Don't try to be something you're not. But the other part of me is like, yeah, but you could hone in on some of these skills that you have. So it's brilliant. And some of these trends that come up, like my favorite trend that's happened recently was the 1 breath challenge for Dancing Queen. Like, you can dance, you can jive, having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl, watch that, see, she is the dancing queen. I didn't even try to take a breath. I didn't think I was going to do the whole thing. And then I was like, I could do it. Anyways, that's definitely one of my favorite challenges that have happened. Some of them are like runs, and I'm like, look, that's just not the challenge to show off my skill set. I have my few runs that I can sing, maybe more than a few, but those ones that I can sing, I murder, I slay. I just can't sing over and over again. And some of these people that they'll be singing a run and they'll hit the minor within the run, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it's just crazy. So it really motivates me to better myself. And I know sometimes with social media that's not the case, and it could be because I'm older and I have more of a head on my shoulders about who I am and what I can do, and I don't let certain things affect me. I get that, but it's crazy. TikTok is crazy, the amount of people. And then you have the people that are like, how did you become famous? Like, what? How did that happen? And I will say this, for every time that you think somebody's not talented and they're famous, their talent is probably hard work. Because these people that are huge, and I've experienced it, like some of the people that I know that are huge, but they don't necessarily have a specific, they sing or they act or something specific. Maybe they dance, but they're not really dancers or something. They have a hard work ethic that a lot of people don't have. They're posting 3 times a day on TikTok alone, and not even including their other platforms. And then they're doing series, Facebook series, and all these different things. And you're like, whoa, that's a lot. And it's yeah, maybe they're sitting at home for a good portion of the day, just thinking of TikToks and how to do TikToks. And yeah, it sucks that your life isn't like that, but they've made their life happen. And a lot of times I just realize that the people that are hating on them are just haters in life in general. You're hating how life is. Life isn't, you don't always get what you want in life, and you don't, things don't always work out, but it's not their fault that your life sucks. It's not. Like, you should be inspired that, oh, somebody that maybe you don't even admire what they do, but somebody beat the system. And that should amp you to try to beat the system. It should make you mad that somebody beat the system. The only reason why you would be mad is because you didn't beat the system and you're pissed at yourself about it. Like, these people beat the system. They figured out that if I'm just cute on TikTok, I can make millions of dollars. Millions with an M. And if they really did it right, like this one kid, Josh Richards, I don't even know what his TikTok is about, so I'm not even talking about the talent side. He probably does some stuff that's super talented. But I know him from doing this stuff with Dave Portnoy, and the kid is brilliant. Brilliant. And he's made more money than some of the top people on TikTok because of how he did things. For instance, he would have his sister, when these big TikTokers would go live, let's say like Taylor Holder goes live or Charlie D'Amelio goes live, he would have his sister tap into their live and see who was donating the most money to them. For instance, like when you go live, you can send gifts. So people send a lot of gifts. Some people only send like a penny. I mean, the list goes on and on. And so he was having his sister tap in and seeing who was donating, giving the most gifts, like the most amount. And she would write down the names. And then when he went live, they would invite them to their lives. And they'd be like, who's this person like inviting me to their live? And then they'd either be interested or not. And then some people would be interested. Like even if they got like 10%, it's like 10% of the highest paying people that are just loaded and want to spend money are now on his live paying him. So he would end up making more money because he would get all the top donators of all these different influencers on his live. Brilliant. It's about beating the game and beating the system, which is why I love TikTok, because there's the opportunity to beat the game. And I'm always trying to beat the game. As you guys know, I'm trying to sell at the Staples Center. And I think now we're at 2 years. And so I'm trying to sell at the Staples Center in 2 years. And the only way I'm going to do that is by beating the system, by doing a Hail Mary. And it's actually funny. I was thinking about this the other day. I had this teacher in 6th grade. We were learning about Egyptians. And the Egyptians had this hierarchy, right? They had the slaves. They had like right above the slaves, which was somebody else. Then they had like merchants, and then they had soldiers, and then right at the very top you have the pharaoh. And so my teacher was like giving out responsibilities, like who could be who, and we were going to reenact what it would be like during that time, right, to help us learn. And so she said, look, you could be whatever you want to be except the pharaoh. So if you want to be a merchant, you could be a merchant. If you want to be a soldier, you can be a soldier. You could be whatever you want. But if you want to be a pharaoh, if you don't end up the pharaoh, then you become a slave. So she said, everybody who wants to be a pharaoh, raise your hand. But know that whoever gets picked to be the pharaoh, if you're not picked to be the pharaoh, you're going to be the slave. So you're taking a higher risk in hopes for the highest position, right? For the highest reward. But if you don't get it, you get the slums. So me thinking, I'm like, I'm going to go for pharaoh. Of course, right? Typical me. I'm going to go for the top thing, whatever. Well, the teacher what's funny, I'm making a joke of this. This is not the case, but in very sexist fashion, chooses a dude to be the pharaoh. I'm like, she wasn't actually sexist. I think she just chose the kid that needed the most confidence, honestly. But anyways, I end up a slave. And it was the worst. Oh my gosh, it was the worst. Constantly got like fake whipped by the soldiers, and then like couldn't even get food, had no money to barter anything. And then anytime somebody told you to do something, you had to do it. And I was like, this is the worst. Everybody's telling me what to do. This is awful. But the interesting lesson about that is if you're trying to be the top, the amount of risk that you have to take is so substantial that you're either going to make it to the top or you're not. And I've thought about this a lot in my time. Like, am I trying to go for the top too much? Like, am I trying to be the pharaoh when actually I could be just below the pharaoh? I could be a merchant, or I could be a soldier, and I could be just below the pharaoh and not ever be a slave, right? And I think about this all the time, and I don't know why. I don't know, like, I don't even remember that teacher's name. I'm pretty sure, Mrs. Tooney. That sounds right. I know that name sounds weird, but I'm pretty sure that's right. She wasn't really my teacher. She only taught us history, and we would like switch. But anyways, I always wonder to myself, am I taking on too much risk? Am I trying to go for the biggest thing when I could just end up for the second thing? But in my head, I'm like, I don't want to be the second thing. I would rather try my whole life to try to be the first thing of the thing that I really want. And if I end up a slave, at least I know that I did try to be the best thing and the top thing, and it just didn't work out, and there's no regrets. I don't know. That's a whole spiel of a lot of stuff. But I find it very interesting, and it's funny that something from 6th grade still sticks with me. That's kind of nuts. Anyways, I love TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, you should. My content's actually really good on TikTok. Not to toot my own horn, but toot. It's really funny. It's really funny, and it's also like obviously a bunch of me singing, which is obviously what I do. But yeah, go follow me on TikTok. It's at Gina Fontanella, Gena, and you put an F. And if you like this video, please like and share it. Tag us, and we'll see you next week. I keep saying will, but it's really just me. I'll see you next week. Peace.